And if everything's all right. Checking, just checking. Alright. Let's get started. Hi, my name is Bobdedbuilder. I'm using my sister channel, Porking Games, to cook. Welcome to my kitchen tonight. And today, we're going to be doing Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Since my wife has to go home or go to bed just a little early, we're just making enough for her. And let's probably should have been a little more prepared than I am right now. Let's see here. Where's my wok? Oh, there's my wok. Granted, this is a first run of the show. Hope everyone enjoys. Yeah. This recipe I use from my parents. Steak is just still a little hard, but for starters, normally I can have my butcher shop or grocery shop, I can have them do it, but just haven't had time when they're there to do it. So what you do is you freeze your steak in the freezer, and then when you're ready for it, you have it just between frozen and thawed, just barely thawed, so you can get those finer cuts for sandwich meat. I guess in the meantime, while we're waiting for the steak to defrost, I can start cutting up an onion. I don't use any exact measurements here. It just depends on how much you like. Hi, little Bob. Little Bob's up from his nap, a little cranky. Now I do a whole onion. It's easier just to cut it, then to peel it. You cut it, then peel it, because I usually take that first layer off anyway. Really that easy. Depending on how much you're cooking for, you might want to do the whole onion. Just for me, my wife, and my son, I use just about half of it, but since I am going to be having a guest later tonight, I'll just go ahead and cut that up. As you can see, it's already de-skinned. I take my trusty knife here, and I cut it into rings like this, and I just plop those into my wok. I'll show you that in a minute as soon as I get this all cut up. I know there's a better way of doing this, but I'm a little tired and I don't want to cut myself. Last thing I need to do that is last time I cut my middle finger, the tip there. Still a piece of the skin there. Ah. I would use a Madeleine. In fact, that's how I cut my cut the tip off of my middle finger, and I'll just go ahead and just chop these into smaller slices the other way. Oh wow, fresh onion. Whew. Whoa, very fresh. If I can, I try to get my ingredients fresh. Wow, very fresh. That's a lot of onion. Oh shit. I probably should save some of this for later tonight. Oh, mama. Very fresh. Don't think she wants that much of onion in her steak. Oh, wow. Woo. I'll just set this over here for a minute just to show you. Yeah, like so. Oh. Man, onions are getting to me. Anyway, as you can see, I just used my cutting board. Switch that back over. I use a green bell pepper. I'll get my quote-unquote throwing knife that my late aunt gave me. Really easy to destem this. See that? You don't want that. Just like a pumpkin. Just cut around the seeds. As you can see, made some cuts. Most of the seeds are out, so we're just going to go ahead and toss that. Ugh, wow. Very fresh. Onions are still getting to me. So then I cut it into half, roughly in half, as you can see, both halves. It still has the seeds in there, and you still don't want those, so I'll go ahead and cut those out into the trash can, and then wash everything off. Man, fresh onion. They burn. They're on fire. Like with any produce, you do want to generally just wash it off, just the outside and the inside as well. I do that with generally with all my produce. And you just start cutting it into slivers. I'll go ahead and turn that around so you folks can see that. Go ahead and turn this so you guys probably can see better. I'll be sure to put that back in. And just depending on how big you want it, I generally just cut it in half again. Just like you would put ingredients on pizza. Like my slivers. Not too big, but not too small. Go ahead and cut these in half again. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of the pepper up. I'm going to put that in with the other mix for when I have my guest over. Some of you may know him, Kelsifer. It's my wife talking to my son, little Bob. Ah, my finger. Go ahead and cut that in half. Go ahead and just dump the rest of the onions into my bowl here. Whee! I like this knife. Always want to make sure that your knives are clean and sharp. Nothing like a dull knife to ruin things. There we go. Steak's still frozen. But just barely thawed. Hey, calm down. Hey. Ideally, you want to use like a New York cut steak. Unfortunately, sometimes that's not an option for me in my budget, so get that nice and even. And what allows it, the reason why you want just barely thawed, look at that. Just thinly sliced. You can go as thick as you want, not too thick though. Look at that. See, just want it to flop. Tonight?
Yep, she said she's on her way from Layton Hills. Stepped out of the bathroom, took a whiff, and I was like, I taste onion.
Yum. It was a very fresh onion. I was just like, my eyes are burning. In case you're wondering, that was my wife. See, thinly sliced. Very delicious. See, not too thick. That maybe not even thicker than that. Like I said, just want that meat to wriggle naturally. A natural motion. Ooh, that's good meat. About a pound will feed about 2 people. Like I said, you want to be careful once you get to these outer edges. Don't, again, safety, don't want to cut yourself. I'll just go ahead and throw that in. I'll just what time is it anyway?
8:01.
So start on ours are like 40 minutes. This cut. In fact, we could probably feed him what you don't eat, or because I don't think they're going to be able to eat all of this steak.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat everybody.
Jerk. Look at that. Ooh, delicious.
I know. We're cooking here.
Like I said, it's not that hard. It is a little time consuming, but hey. I guess I could do it this way. You do want to hurry because this meat is defrosting. Ah! Don't want to lose any fingers. That would be bad. We'll do some mushrooms for myself later. I always stress, have a clean area. Wash your hands, of course, and especially when handling raw meat. Normally I like to wear gloves, but that can get expensive real quick. We'll go ahead and set this over here and clean it as soon as we're done. Look at that. That pile of meat. Where's my teriyaki? Probably should have gotten that out. Yeah, there it is. I like to use the Kiko Man. Any brand would do, but since I go through a lot of this stuff, they're the only brand that at my store carries this stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Depending on your taste. Show you. Look at that. See if there's a little pool over here. Turn on the heat here. Should have had that on to start with, but that's fine. Best tool is a stir stick. In fact, the only time I use a spatula for meat is when I'm cooking hamburgers and cooking eggs, and of course, but generally what I cook with for meat. Get that all mixed in here. This will take about 10-15 minutes. Meantime, I'll just get the can of green chilies. Any green chili would do. Just I like getting mine just pre-diced. I usually just get a 4-ounce can. Again, that's good for just 2 adults and 1 kid, or depending on how much you guys eat. I'll spoon that in and just put the rest into the mix here that I have set aside. Just mix that in. Again, I'll show that. There's the vegetables I've already chopped. Cut for that matter. Oh, crap. Can you pull the pizza pan out and wash that for me? Okay.
What are you doing with the cutting board?
Oh, I need to pull that to the side. I just was setting it there until I could cut our meat. Maybe I've missed my calling in culinary, but hey, most time I have a hobby now, other than gaming.
Can you say Nathan? God, baby. Can you say Bob?
Are you little Bob? Come here. Come here. Normally cooking shows have already prepared, but hey, don't have money or the time for that. See, everybody knows little Bob. Say hi. Say hi.
Can you say
Hi.
Hi. Aw.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh. Yeah, so cute.
Thanks, Shy Guy.
Yeah.
I probably should have had the heat on while we were cutting up and stuff like that, but hey. So what do you think of the channel so far?
Is it the UFO?
As far as cheese go, Mr. Where's the Swiss?
On the side? On the
Oh, there. Any Swiss will do. Again, I go for as cheap as possible. Again, on a budget. Yeah, cheese. This might compete with Food Network. We'll see. Maybe I'll get some more followers too. My audio is very low. Well, it's on my phone here that I'm streaming from. I might be able to boost it. I don't know. Yeah, let me go to my computer.
Uh-oh.
I'm having it restreamed from my computer.
What happened?
Oh, sorry. Turned all the way up.
Oh, did you want to shut the door?
She's here.
Oh. Amber's here. You want to see Amber?
Yeah, I have it. Cool.
I'm not taking you. It's okay.
Thing to pay mine too. Just to make sure that the meat is in the broth there. Which, by the way, if someone's has like a cold, like I do, that I'm almost over of, you can take the juices and drink it. Very tasty. I'll have to see about how to change the volume on here, but I also need to make sure that my phone's fully charged, or my iPad when I do this. Technically with steak you could eat it raw on the surface, but since we cut it and expose the other layers, we need to make sure that the meat is brown through and through. Very tasty. Probably I can do the herb baked egg. Oh, I love the herb baked egg from my World of Warcraft cookbook. Even if you don't play the game, it has a lot of great recipes in there to try. Let's do turn this over just to make sure that the meat is being cooked. It is possible to overcook it. If you don't care, that's fine. But when it's like the thinner pieces, or another reason for you to have the meat as thin as possible, you get that little cooks quicker and good stuff. Looks like it's about ready to put the cheese on. I'm going to set this down for just a moment. Normally I go for the most slices. This one has 8. But since this is just for my wife, and again, just reiterating, she needs to go to bed a little sooner since she has to get up way early. Generally, you want to cover the meat. I'm going to turn this down to let it simmer.
What? What are you pointing at?
Probably the cheese. Normally I have this whole cover. You want to make sure all the meat is covered. Usually, since this is just for my wife, I'll just go ahead and do that. Switch back over to me, and I'm going to go ahead to cover the meat. Let that cheese melt onto it. Set that there for a minute. You can eat this without toasting the bun, but hey, I go for the whole enchilada and for the whole experience.
Oh, you're okay.
The question is where did oh, there's the rolls. I like to toast my rolls. You can bake them, or just get out a frying pan or a griddle. Just any old roll will do. Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. Wow.
I have these cheap Dollar Tree store
You're welcome.
knives, so I just cut
You're welcome, Nathan.
just enough of it. I do it just a little wraparound. Again, make sure you don't cut yourself. Yeah, definitely cooked quicker.
Is that nummy?
I do about halfway. Pull that just a little part, just like that. I'm gonna get some Buddha, which is conveniently towards the back of the fridge. Ah. Thank you. Can you close it?
Thank you. Want to come eat some more?
While that's cooking, let's check on that. Ooh, done. I'll just go ahead and turn the burner off. Just butter both sides. Quick, easy meals. Even goes faster if you have some help. Go ahead and butter both sides. Normally I would have a griddle out, but I need the whole use of my stove. Honestly, I wish I was in my own house with some counter space. See that? Buttered on both sides. So we're just going to go ahead and let that toast in my frying pan. We're going to turn that just a little bit past medium so it heats up quickly but doesn't burn the bread. No one likes, as in our family puts it, burnt offerings. Go ahead and oh, this is going to be a very good sandwich. At work, I am known as the cook, the chef. I bring the good food. In fact, in our Thanksgiving potluck tomorrow, I'm bringing some spiced bread stuffing. And for my associate / friend that can't have cinnamon, which is in the said stuffing. Oh. Okay, it is gone. I'm making her what's called firecracker salmon. Very delicious. A little on the sweet side, but has a little kick to the mouth. I'll go ahead and pull the lid off of my wok here since I don't have a proper lid for it. Go ahead and show you that. Oh, look at that cheesy goodness. Since my wife doesn't like sauteed mushrooms or mushrooms in general, so I don't make those for her. Generally, I make those for me, but look at that. Oh, so juicy, so delicious. But it's so good. Trying to do some little cleaning while I'm waiting for the bun to toast. I'm going to get a plate. Excuse me. In fact, my friend Jill at work, she's like, you missed your calling. You probably missed your calling. You make all this very delicious food, which she's correct. I make a delicious food, but I like it as a hobby. I just like cooking for others. In fact, I hardly ever just cook for myself. I really have to be hungry in the mood just to make something for myself. Just want to keep an eye on the bun here. Let's see how, show you where it's at. I probably need a spatula for this one. I'll set you right here for a minute. Get this puppy out. Like I said, don't want burnt offerings. If it's still yellow like this, it's not quite done, obviously. So we're just going to go ahead and set that back down. I'm not crying, I swear. It was all the onions. I like to sear it just a little, just to make it cook just a little quicker. I'm going to set you back down for just a moment just to check on it. Ooh, almost there. We got fire. I need to replace those. Burnt offerings in the bottom of the burner. Fortunately, I would rather cook with gas than electric. A lot cheaper. Food tastes better, and you got a little bit more control on your heat. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and switch that back over to me for a minute. That's close enough. Just depends on your preference there. Let me show you that. I also need to turn that burner off. Look at that. There's some golden brown there. That is when you want to pull it off, when it's seared like this on the edge. That's actually when I prefer it anyway. I swear I'm not crying. It's just so beautiful. Switch back over. Oops. Maybe you still want to look at my ugly mug. I'll go ahead and just put you back in the corner. Take my trusty tool that I mostly use cooking with. Just go ahead and just spoon that stuff on there. Ooh, that's good food. Huh. Look at that. Usually I make French fries to go with it. Oh, show you that delicious sandwich. Right there. Very delicious. In fact, just to prove it, I'll just grab a piece here. Succulent. Look at that meat. Thank you for tuning in for my first cooking show. Go ahead and give them a follow to my channel on Porking Games. You're welcome. Yep, Daddy's gonna get you some. It just has to cool down. Yep. Probably be good to put it in one of his bowls. Or if you got small toddlers like mine, you can just put it in a bowl and let them chew on that. It's like I said, give a like to my sister channel, Porking Games. If you liked what you saw there, give it a hand at yourself. Real easy to make. In fact, you could probably impress a date by making such a delicious dinner like that. You guys have a good day.